I'm quite skeptical about digital humanities. Can I ask you about it?
Go ahead.
So, the word on the street is that digital humanities is about pressing a button and the results follow immediately.
Actually, nothing could be further from the truth.
What do you mean?
Well, to start with, the data issues in humanities are really complex and need a lot of attention.
But don't you have computer scientists to sort those things out for you?
No, if we're dealing with historical data sources, we need a lot of knowledge about the actual dataset that we're dealing with.
But doesn't machine learning and artificial intelligence handle the bias?
To some extent, but first you need to know what you're studying. We have come up with a useful concept for this: corpus control. We need to have corpus control, knowledge about the actual makeup of data and possible shortcomings before we can make reliable analysis based on it. Let me give you one example.
18th century collections online includes more than 50% of everything published in 18th century Britain. It's a very nice collection to understand 18th century thinking and language. However, before we have control of ECHO, in terms of knowing what it actually includes and what is missing, we don't have corpus control over the data. For this reason, we have compared this collection to the full publication record of early modern Britain. What we see in this graph is that in ECHO, there is very peculiar variation in the data. You see what happens is that there's a huge drop in the later 18th century with respect to pamphlets, but not books. This then has different kinds of influence for our studies. If we don't know this by comparing the ECHO to ESTC, there is no algorithm that would reveal this bias to us.
I see now what you mean by corpus control. It's a further version of source criticism. It will certainly help bring more trust in the use of digital methods. In fact, one could argue that basic historical skills are needed even more in the digital world. Indeed, my conscience. Indeed.